All right, so split fiction. What is split fiction and how did it work out for us? Well, as we mentioned at the beginning, split fiction is a co op only game where two people have to work together. Now, when we say co op only, it literally is co op only. This is not an experience you can do on your own. It is an action adventure game that mixes different genres in it as well. So essentially, if you're looking for a game that has a little bit of platforming, a little bit of action and adventure, a little bit of side scrolling things, you'll find a piece of all of that throughout the game as you start to play it. The fun thing about it, though, is because it is a co op only game, you're both participating in the same environment at the same time. And because of that, you can actually mess with each other or help each other out. Some of the best elements that you have in the game include co op puzzle solving together as a team, meaning that what I do is going to affect what happens on his end and vice versa. This may be in sections where we are together working with one another, or it could be in sections where we're completely separate from one another and we have to communicate to get through whatever section we're trying to get through. And so this creates an environment where you have to basically work together as a team, make sure that everything is working well with one another, and have that synergy with the person you're working with. I personally can't imagine trying to play this game with someone I absolutely do not like, get along with, or even have the ability to communicate with. So if you're looking for a great game that's great to ruin a marriage, this might be it, or it may strengthen the marriage altogether. Anyways, that's just a quick recap of how the game plays and how it works. Now let's go into our personal takes as dads and really talk through whether this is something we would recommend or something that we would say hold off on.
So yeah, Split Fiction was a really well-made game. It brings together two different individuals, one known as Mio and the other one known as Zoe, and their ideas and their thoughts of what a book should be. Mio is more sci-fi based, so everything is action-packed. You have robots, you have all these different things, flying cars within the game, whereas Zoe is more fantasy based, where you have your knights, you have your dragons, you have orgs, and all these other different things put together. They did a really good job merging both genres together and allow you to jump back and forth within the genres and just really enjoy the story of sci-fi and then quickly jumping into the story of fantasy. Personally, I liked Zoe's storytelling better than I liked Mio's. Mio was more action-based, straight through, really no storytelling. Everything was just fast-paced, go, 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 fight these cyborgs, fight these big old bots and things like that. Whereas Zoe was more of a storyteller. Hers wasn't action based. There was certain parts that was a little fast, a little bit action based, but it was more of a story that it was telling. And I really enjoyed her story over Meals. But Meals equipment, the weapons that you use, the armor that you had, all those things, they were much cooler than what you got for Zoe's world. And she was more of a badass character versus Zoe. Personally, I chose Mio when we first started, and Abe started with Zoe. And there was a lot of times where he got upset because my character looked really cool, and her character and his character was like, she's all right, she's okay. And there was moments where Zoe would do some cool things, but then she'll jump in and say a couple quirky words or do something really silly, and it's like, okay, your coolness just dropped down to like below 10 -10 levels. But overall, the way they transition between the two genres, between the two worlds, it was really fun. I didn't really get bored of it. It was well made, and I truly enjoyed this game. Now, if you are thinking about getting this game as a single player, this is not going to be the game. One of our friends actually bought the game because we told him that it was a really good game. And his mind, he thought he was going to play a single player game. Turns out that you cannot play it single player at all. It is a co op only game. You can play it online co op and you could play local co op. If you have somebody, a buddy that you're real good with, that you guys play together all the time and you guys understand each other and enjoy playing, then this is a game that I highly recommend for you to try out. Or even with your kids. I recommend personally any kid 10 years or older, well, this game will be good for. Mainly because some of the platforms, some of the areas can be a little bit difficult for somebody younger than 10 years old. So that's kind of what I recommend. But again, as a parent, it's up to you to decide if your child can handle the different platforms and the difficulty of this particular game.